Having a good night?
Yep.
Boom!
We did it. We made
did
it.
it.
We're live.
It's only
Look
a
at
couple minutes late. You know, what are you going to do? Welcome back, everybody.
Go.
Yeah. It's 5 till midnight. We're missing a few people, but I'm sure they'll trickle in and out. Luke, Adam, how you guys doing?
Good, sir.
Fucking good. Fucking good. Enjoyed UFC 300 this weekend. It was dope.
Dope.
It was
Lost
awesome.
so much money, but dope.
Okay, you know, I got to say I'm a little bit jealous of Sam right now. And you're never going to hear me say it again, but right now I see the Miami.
It's pissing me off.
Right
I don't even want to pay attention to
What do you
it.
mean? I'm always in places like this. So what do you mean you're never going to hear you say that again?
Shut up.
Well,
My life is awesome. Screw you.
yeah, for me to explicitly say that I'm jealous of you.
Shut up. I hate you.
Right. Hello, my
It's just a
fellow
road,
Jews.
guys.
Yeah.
It's just a
N-word
road,
and
guys.
others.
Hi, everybody. Anyway, UFC 300 was sick. Lost a bunch of money, but that was a crazy. A lot of takeaways from UFC 300. One being Justin Gaethje, don't get knocked down, lose me money. That's being one number one. Number two, I would say.
Oh, I bet on Max.
Yeah, I fucking whatever. Two, Moicano dropping Mises. That was
Dude,
crazy.
wild.
That was crazy. And
I told you.
I'll pull that video
Yeah.
up. But
I told you guys the UFC to right-wing libertarian pipeline is fucking real. I don't know why.
Dude, in like 10 years, everybody like the Prime Minister of Ireland is going to be McGregor. We're going to have Gaethje and fucking Strickland in the president of the US. Canada is going to be some Canadian fighter that I don't know. That a Nigerian dude's going to be in there. Like that, the whole world's going to be run by UFC fighters, and there's going to be less war because UFC fighters are actually less violent than the Jays.
okay, sure.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
And way cooler.
All right. All right, I got the video pulled up. Let me fucking go to share screen.
It's hard as shit to understand him, so bear with us. But
What's up, Frenchie?
it was probably hard to understand Mises when he talked too. So
Yeah, facts. All right.
I love America. I love the Constitution. I love the First Amendment.
Yes.
I want to carry a non-fucking guns. I love it, property. And let me tell you something. If you care about your fucking country, I'll read Ludwig von Mises and the 6 lessons of the Austrian Economic School, motherfuckers.
Dude, that's our guy, man. That's our guy.
Based.
dude, his last win, he said like it was more culture war shit. It was really funny, but he always starts out with he's from Brazil. He's a Brazilian fighter, and he's like, I love America. I love the Constitution.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny because it's reminiscent of Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, just like the accent sounds similar because of the way he
Yeah, it does.
English. I love America. I love the Constitution.
Yeah, dude, we need a Strickland Moicano presidential run.
I know, dude. I'm down. Yeah, I'd let him. Yeah, he can be VP. That's fine, right? VPs can be non-American, right?
I don't think so. Who cares?
I don't know.
Laws don't matter.
Yeah, I don't care. No, laws really don't matter anymore. So let's change the laws. Like this guy might be Brazilian, but as far as like, you know, spiritually, he's American. Like very American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More American than
Moicano's
most
dope.
Americans, I would say.
Yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I would trade him for any white liberal college student, any of them.
Yeah, facts. 1,000% better. Yeah, but what a wild fucking night. That was awesome. That was also out of nowhere. I remember like I was in Texas past weekend, so I was in the hotel room watching the fights. And I was like, wait, what? Is this AI live? Like, what's happening right now? Am I being fucked with? Like, in the mid, like, that was crazy. I didn't think he would be dropping fucking Mises and shit.
Yeah, dude, that was wild. Just the fact that it was Mises, like, and you know, this caused a big, I don't know, commotion on libertarian Twitter. Half of them are like, this is fucking dope. And then the culture vulture libertarians are like, this would have been cool 6 years ago, but it's not cool now. And it's just like, nah, it's still cool. Like,
That's actually
I don't
pretty cool.
care.
Yeah.
It's
actually pretty sick.
I don't
Let's
care.
not call the classical liberal guys freaking real libertarians. They're just fucking pussies that like the aesthetic.
Yeah. Well,
That's
and,
fact.
you know, it's just like it's still cool. Like, when was the last time Ludwig von Mises was brought up by someone other than
Us.
us
Yeah.
sitting in, you know, Ancapistan in their head? You know, it's just cool to hear, you know, six lessons of Austrian economics brought up by a UFC fighter. And I don't remember who's been talking about it. I know it's been said on like a couple different shows, but it's like the whole warrior class bringing small men to teach warrior class philosophy or whatever, kind of like the Joe Rogan feeling. Like, that's kind of what it's coming to, is like the philosophers are starting to become these jacked dudes that meditate in their spare time, that only eat what's good for their body and read what's good for their soul. Like, I love it. I love the time period that we're moving through right now. It seems like it's going to be fun.
No, it's like, it's wild to like look at people like these oh my God, I can't say the fucking word, authoritarian types who are like, you know, like, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, you can't bench 40 pounds. Why would I listen to you? But like, really, why would I listen to you? Like, I don't respect you. I don't respect you as a man. Like I think men should be able to have to do certain shit. Probably benching your body weight's a good one to start with before I listen to you about anything. Like, can you beat me up?
It's like that health minister from Belgium.
Yes.
That 300-pound health minister from Belgium that has fat coming over her eyeballs. Like, oh yeah, you should eat more seed oils.
Well, oh, Sam, we're gonna fight. But no, it's funny. Our what the hell is it? The health minister here in not Pennsylvania, but for the United States being
Levine.
Yeah, Levine. Well,
that Decepticon?
Did you ever see Marjorie Taylor Greene's tweet about Dr. Dick Levine, as she called him? Let me see if I can find it. It is one of the funniest things in the world. Marjorie.
No, it's hilarious though.
Green.
You know,
Go
like,
ahead,
there is a real shame that we went to like such a civilized society, because I think being able to beat people up and take their stuff should still outrank you telling me no on something. You know what I'm saying? like the good old days where like a bunch of nerds are like, we actually want, and you're like, I'm gonna just take it. You can't stop me.
Give it to me,
nerd.
Okay. All right. I found. Hold on. Let me open it up in an open image tab. I want to make sure. This was probably one of the best tweets that was ever put up by anyone, like, ever. Okay, let me go up.
Not wrong, gets it. Make bullying great again. Exactly. Yeah. I actually have a shirt that says "Bring back bullying." I gotta wear it next time.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who need stuffed into lockers. Okay, so Marjorie Taylor Greene, we must do everything we can to prevent Dr. Dick Levine's preteen weenie chop.
That's so funny. Oh, was this was pre-Elon takeover, right?
Yes, it was. So yes, he was in July of 2022.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh my God, dude, I was rolling.
That's funny. Very funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should come from like her official account too.
Whoa, whose microphone is that? You guys hear that?
Yeah.
Was it Sam?
No, it's not me. I heard it and mine's muted because I'm in the wind.
What the fuck was that? That was wild.
Oh my God.
I don't blame Sam anyway.
I think Luke has his it's Adam's fault. Luke has his mic next to his phone, I think.
Luke, just blame Sam and move on.
Yeah, fuck you, Sam. Don't blame me.
There you go. Yeah. Pretty wild. Also, going back to like the whole liberal progressive bullshit thing in the party. So this past weekend, like I was at the Texas LP convention. By the way, shout out everybody at that. That was fucking fun as fuck. It's actually maybe the worst environment to do a comedy show in, and by far the most fun I've had doing a comedy show at a Texas at an LP event maybe all year. Like, it was super fun. Like, it was so much fun. Like, everyone was there for it. Like, everyone had a great time. But Clint and I sat at the Mises booth during the convention for like maybe a half hour or an hour on the next day. And this is where like I don't envy being Clint Russell, because some lefty libertarian chick came over to him pretty much and was like, I know who you are. And he's like, okay. And she's like, I just want to say that like I agree with like some things you say, but I just don't agree with some other things. He goes, okay, like what? And she's like, your take on sex work. I was like, here it goes.
Great. Now, someone should have told her that based on her genitalia, she has no right to have an opinion and that she shouldn't even be there. And number one, she's lucky to vote, but she's also lucky to even be at the LP convention. So, I don't even know why he even listened to her. He should have just called her a dumb cunt like she is.
I agree. I just pied her in the face and yelled out "repeal the 19th" and ran away. That's what I did. But
I mean,
actually spoke to her.
You can typically tell if someone's worth having a conversation with when they're in like the libertarian sphere by if they're willing to argue about sex work or not. Like that's usually a good kind of hand-in-hand thing dismissed. Someone's got some background noise.
Someone does have some background music going on. But this is how the conversation went down. Clint goes, I barely talk about that, he says. And she goes, yeah, but like when you have, I just don't like what you say. I'm not even really making this up. I'm kind of paraphrasing, but not really.
That's insane.
And then
insane.
And then he goes, I don't think it should be legalized. I mean, criminalized. I just don't think we should glorify it because it's gross. And I just looked her dead in the face and went, yeah, I agree with what he's saying. And then she's like, well, it's hard. And like all it came down to was she doesn't like that she disagrees with him. That's all it came down to. And then she just walked away. And
she couldn't handle it. And she's been thinking about it for months. And she needed to tell him because she's a weak person. And look, her father failed her. I don't know if he was in the picture or not, but her father failed her. And her mother was probably as dumb as she is. So, it's an issue. This is what happens when weak men have kids.
Yeah.
Can we take a moment and just appreciate how clear Sam's audio is for once, and it's from his phone? Like,
wild. This is the best.
That doesn't make any sense.
In 32 episodes.
I am an amazing podcast producer.
No one else agrees.
Okay,
but,
you can shut up now.
JC goes, have you guys, hold on, stop. Have you guys seen
bananas in the comments?
Shut up. JC said, have you guys seen Trad Twitter trying to bring back cousin marriages? No.
Oh,
nice.
Jesus.
I have not seen that.
Can we get an example of this somewhere?
See, this is typo. This is one of the negatives I was talking. This is one of the consequences I was talking about earlier in the DMs.
Do you know the highest fertility rate is actually with your fourth cousin?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that's cool.
Wait, what does that mean? Stop. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
It simply means that people that are your people genetically, I mean, cousins is like way too close, but people that are genetically like you means that you will have higher fertility rate with them than you would with someone outside of your genetics.
How? I thought.
So, I mean, like Italians with Italians will have higher fertility rate than an Italian with like an Irish.
Gotcha. Okay.
This is like my fucking shit, right? So, like, this is what it was: third and fourth cousins for most of human history. That's like what people did. It just is. Yeah. It's not that gross. It's like you're only related to them like 5%. We're not talking about first cousins here. Like people aren't going to their family reunions with their uncles and their uncles' kids and having sex with their uncles' kids. That's not what it is.
Wasn't FDR and Eleanor fourth cousins? Look how that turned out. Terrible.
Well, they family in America. I don't know if I'd say that's like that's a bad thing. I mean, with their policies, yes, but
you can just be a very virile white male and conquer other races like God intended.
Like the Vikings. We should all just be Vikings again.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm down.
I don't know. I already am.
Culture.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Fuck trophies. I just like saying it.
Yeah, it's a good word. It's a good word.
Good word.
I don't know. You know what? I'm perfectly fine with people having little mixed fuck trophies if they want. I mean, it's pretty rare that people do, but like, you know, I don't know. Then again, I don't think you should be making fuck trophies with your third cousin. The fourth cousin, that's still kind of shaky for me. But I don't know, man.
I don't even know.
No, it's not that weird. It's like third and fourth cousins are like barely related to you. They're like they're like your great grandfather's descendants.
That's what Zach just said. Zach just said, shout out Zach, by the way, Georgia. Fourth cousin share great grandparents.
Okay, so is Sam trying to tell me that he goes to
a like, dude, I don't know anybody that shares my great grandparents.
Okay. So Sam, are you telling me that you go to your family reunion like it's a Tinder date?
No, Sam goes like it's grinding.
I'm lagging, so I don't know what you're saying.
Doesn't matter. Heard the joke.
Yeah, Adam knows because he saw me on there.
Hey,
that wasn't bad. I'll give you that one.
Go. Yeah.
We'll let it go. That wasn't bad.
That was a good one.
So big things over the weekend. Also, World War III. And, no, that was such a fucking. No, that was Iran going. We have to do something. So we're gonna send over a 7-hour attack. So you guys have 7 hours to figure this one out. And then we'll be like, look, we tried. That's what that was.
It's like it was the whole coverage of it just reminded me of what's his face from the Red Zone. Tuning in to 7 hours of commercial free football, except it was
commercial free war.
Commercial free Iran on
Here
Twitter.
we are. They're approaching the red zone. They're on Iraq now. They're getting close. Let's go back to the camera so Iran. Let's see where they are on the other side of the field.
Jordan has intercepted it.
Oh,
Jumping over to Hezbollah and the Israel front over here.
We have some streakers on the field by the way of USA and the UK. Oh, guys, looks like they're going to interrupt this for a little bit. We got to get back to you in a few minutes.
Oh, we have breaking. We have the bridge in San Francisco being shut down by Palestinian protesters. Like this.
Quick over to by the way, see in Florida they try that and the cops just move them out of the way like they should be.
Yeah.
They're like,
That's
cool,
how it
and they
should
just
go.
drag them off to the side of the road.
Yeah.
But that actually is the thing I would like to bring up real quick. I don't care what the protest is. The protest could literally be if your name is Adam Nutter and you're 37 years old, you should get blown every day by fucking tens. I'd be like, get out of the road. Like, I don't care.
Yes.
Like, you immediately make me hate you because you're stopping my freedom of movement, which, first of all, I said this on Twitter today, the cops will stop me for 2 seconds if I try to be a cunt, but they don't do anything for these fuckers. They get to stop your freedom of movement. And, like, two, why am I not allowed to punch you in the face and move you then? If the cops won't do it, why can't I?
Yeah, I agree. No, they're like right up on there as the same level as bike riders. Like, they're right there for me.
Yeah,
Like, it's protesters in the road, bicyclists.
Well, you know how we always said when we were kids, or at least I'm sure you guys have heard before, like, oh, go play in traffic. I mean, like, if you take that literally, I don't feel bad for you if you get hit. Like, there are videos, I'm sure you guys have seen them, where, like, just montages of fucking trucks just plowing through protesters. Like, man, I don't want people to die, but if you're going to stand in the middle of the road and people got places to go, if you're standing there when they got to get there,
Yeah.
I don't
If
feel
I'm
bad.
like in traffic and a Palestinian like protest like shuts me down and I can't move, I'm like yelling Zionist like crap out. These people. Like, I don't care, dude.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
become the
insane.
biggest Zionist in
I'm
traffic.
taking the opposite of whatever your protest. It doesn't matter. Like I said, I'm like, I hate blowjobs. Get out of here. Well, gross, gay, like whatever. Like, just get the fuck out of the road. It's bullshit. It's absolute bullshit.
It's so annoying. And like, this is where, libertarian theory fails because it's like, oh, it's a public road. They're allowed to. We need to be able to protest. And it's like, I'd give up that one. I'd be like, nah, like I should be able to fight them on site. Like I should be able to just fight them.
But Luke, to your point, okay, for faggy libertarians to say that, well then, do I not get a right to go where I want to go? I have to stand behind them? Where's my right to do what I want to do? Only when you
don't have that right because you have the wrong political opinion.
Exactly. That's my fucking exactly.
I just be like, they're holding me hostage. They're holding me hostage. They're holding me hostage.
Well, I watched a video today of some old guy gets out of his car on the Golden Gate and he's trying to like fucking tussle a bunch of, and they're all like, "Sir, cunt," and the cops are just like watch it, like do something. Again, I have to pay you or I go to jail if I don't. So fucking do your fucking job then. Also, I'm wearing this fucking hat today because it's fucking tax day. I wore it at the gym, but like
somebody said it was a national holiday today, and I was trying to figure out what national holiday it was.
But like, I have to pay your job. I have to pay you to do your job, to do your fucking job. But all these motherfuckers, especially these fucking liberal ass fucking cities, are just like, no, they can just do what they want. And if you hit them, you go to jail. Cool. That's very fair. Very fair.
Yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. The protesters, like you said, opposite of whatever they're on. I'm on the opposite side. I don't care. Sam, mute your fucking mic.
Yeah, it does really do. I think it really does hurt the like Palestinian cause when you have like a really annoying lefty Marxist types that are like screeching for their cause. It's just like
they ruin everything.
Like normal like voting Americans, they look at that as like I'm against whatever that is. Like whatever that is, I don't like. I'm against that.
Well, yeah,
and it really does.
Whenever you have a retard arguing on your behalf, it's going to make you look worse by association no matter what. That's why, like, no matter how anti-Israel we are, whenever we start talking about it, like people immediately think of those deranged, pro-Palestinian people, and it's like, no, like there's room here of anti-Zionists that we are amongst, but like these people, yes, they may have the right position right now, but the problem is that they're not able to articulate it, and they're also going about showing their support for their position in a very, very bad way, which makes us look like fucking assholes by grouping us all together.
Yeah, it's like broken clock twice a day, right? I kind of said the same thing about celebritarians today.
Oh yeah.
I know that's been a big topic of conversation, but I was like, but I said the same thing where it's like celebritarians are cool until they undercut you at the knees. I was like, yeah, they can bring a message to a lot bigger person or a lot bigger audience, and they can get some of the things right. But the moment that they fuck something up, you just get grouped into it because especially if you don't defend against it, you're like, hey, well, I don't really think that's not really us. Then yeah, everybody's gonna, and this is the whole thing. I think Typo and I talked about it on our podcast this week, but it's like perception is reality, and that's all. And I hate it. I hate that perception is reality. I think everybody should be treated individually, and you be treated by the basis of your ideas, not the ideas of a greater group. But you are who you hang out with. I mean, we've been taught all these little idioms since we were kids, and it's like perception is fucking reality, and it's bullshit. But guess what? If people see you that way, that's how they're going to look at you, and it's really hard to get out of that function if you don't ever stand up against it.
Yeah. That's why I would say it's like the law of averages thing, right? It's like, yeah, you just can't judge everybody individually. It's like impossible. Like that's why you look at we look at like a group like these lefty fucking idiots over at the bridge and like, yeah, you all suck. And you're all commies, and like you just put them in the group because it's like I'm not gonna go through each person and be like, well, you one time like voted Republican, or like you one time like whatever. It's like,
this goes to the whole deal of, but I'm 5'8", right? Where like when we start talking about women in generalities, women can never seem to gauge that, hey, we're speaking about women generally. We're not saying every single woman. We're talking about generally. Okay, well, when you talk about shit libs on the bridge protesting for Palestine, you know that they have a cluster of beliefs they're going to center around. And if you pick 9 out of 10 of those people out of there, they're probably all going to agree on the majority of like political topics, social safety net, pro-human rights everywhere, social safety, equity, and stuff like that. You could, if you pick 9 out of 10 of those people out of there, they're probably all going to align on those issues. Same deals like Republicans, where they're probably going to cluster around a lot of the same issues. They're all going to agree on these things. Like there's not a lot of variance within the group. And what other efficient way would there be to talk about these things if you didn't just kind of cluster people all together? But, I think we all kind of know celebritarians when you see them, or like these low IQ, and they're generally female accounts on Twitter that throw up platitudes about the Constitution, about liberty, about libertarianism. And then they get 100,000
You just don't make your head like
20,000
oh, this
followers.
fucking guy. Mute your mic.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
What was that?
Remember when he was like, I'm the best producer of all time? No,
When?
right? No, right? Right? Because he just came in just talking about what the fuck he's talking about. Also, stop going to beaches. It's pissing me off.
Yeah.
Also, Corpus Christi, by the way, bigger than I thought it was. Just for the record, I know that's nothing to do with what we're talking about. But I did not understand how big of a town that was going to be. I expected it to be like a smaller town, and I pull up and there's a battleship docked in the fucking. I was like, oh, all right, they have a minor league team. They have like an arena that was like a whole thing going on. I was like, Jesus Christ, all right. So sorry, that was a total off the topic thing, but I just had to get that out there because that blew me away. Sorry, Kyle. Sorry to cut you off. Yeah, I know you're.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it was Sam that cut me off. So fuck Sam.
Yeah, well, I think you're when you talk about like when you just said about women in generalities, I actually think that's just most people. Like most people just can't understand that because, I mean, I've talked to like guys.
I am.
I thought it was pretty obvious. That's pretty obvious.
I was trying. Hold on. Next comment. Put up that next one. Sam been a banana too good to ignore.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah. Okay. So like, oh my God, I don't want to rant. So if.
No rant, bro. That's what the show is. It's rants. Fucking talking about.
Josie the redheaded libertarian. I have a problem, and this is what we were kind of getting at when we talk about libertarians and people who make your whole group look bad. So when you have these stupid fucking Timcast brand libertarians, they're like, I'm a libertarian, but I support bombing Iran and Israel, and I support, all the propaganda about China. That's all true. But, the Middle East wars, we're not going to talk about those too much. We probably shouldn't be over there. We shouldn't fund it. But, those Arab terrorists, they really hate us for our freedom, right? The China, they're definitely slicing people up and committing genocide over there. And Trump was great because he wasn't afraid to drone strike Iran. You are making libertarians and anti-interventionists look so bad because we're trying to talk about these issues, debunk propaganda, and hopefully change popular opinion on things when it comes to interventionism. And when you come out here saying that kind of shit, then people think, oh, well, libertarians are for intervention. No, this is a fucking moron with a large platform who got clout for showing off her fucking tits. And she probably lied about the whole fucking her kid getting groomed to school and shit too, because once again, it plays to a fucking crowd. So I'm sorry.
She probably didn't lie about that. That happens at every single school. But sorry,
no, that's okay. Well, yeah, maybe
it's just regular public school. I think
that's just America.
It's possible. But once again, my point is that she doesn't offer anything to the conversation, and then she fucking lied about me. She said I've been obsessing about her for 4 years.
That was wild.
On Twitter. Yeah, I've only been on Twitter for 2.5 years. I got back on in September or October of 2021. So I didn't even. She took a screenshot because I have her blocked. She took a screenshot of what I said and said, "Oh, this cow's been obsessed with me for 4 years." I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
What was weird about that is that the screenshot that she shared and talking about it was from 2020. You weren't even in the thread.
That's what I mean.
You weren't even in the thread.
Dude,
that's
what I'm saying.
What is the connection here?
Yeah.
So I called her a vessel for orifices.
Good job, Sam.
It was a good.
Technically, so are you. So
Yeah.
Hey, I'm also a vessel for making money and retardation.
Fair. Also true things. All things can be true. All three of those things can be true.
Also, did you guys hear me risen up the Jamaican ladies? No? Okay. Whatever.
No.
Damn it. I was talking to the Jamaican ladies about Zins. I was white boy in summer and Chet Hanks.
We're proud of you. You look like Sunshine from Remember the Titans right now.
Dude, that was one of my nicknames in high school was Sunshine. I swear to God.
Nickname in high school too. I was the only white kid on an all-black team.
That's rough.
I feel like it's any minorities that see a white guy with long blonde hair. They're like, Sunshine.
Yeah, but
you guys think minorities in my high school gave me that nickname? You think I went to high school with minorities?
No,
Dude,
but typo.
You showed us your picture.
That's true.
Oh, yeah, right. That wasn't high school. Asians don't count, dude. They're super whites.
But typo, to be fair, every time I see a long white kid play sports now with long hair, I also say Sunshine. That movie.
Yo, I'm sorry. I forgot. E-Girl. Everybody, E-Girl. E-Girl is amazing. E-Girl will deliver us from evil. E-Girl is going to win over the communists. It's all going to happen. E-Girl. Rex is right. E-Girl. Buy E-Girl on Solano. Or don't. I'm not your dad.
Rex at
Hey, I was the only token white.
Black rights videos too.
I was the token white, bro. I was around so I could talk to the cops. You know what I mean?
You were down with it.
That's how it was. That's how I grew
got
up.
to the cookout.
I've always been invited to the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
He was bored.
Okay.
Molded.
We're now going to be 4 till midnight because Luke has proven himself to be not that great.
Hey,
Damn.
I'd rather be a black man in the cookout than a white man in the Northeast. Fuck you,
Who's gay?
Sam.
Whoa.
Now, hold on a minute.
Yeah, wait a minute, Luke. The fuck? We're also 3 of us.
Yeah. I should have said New England, but it didn't come to my mouth quick
fuck
enough.
You, Sam, New England.
I'm not a liberal white elite.
Yeah.
Fucking faggot.
Yo, I saw.
I'm moving to Pennsylvania, boys.
No, you're not.
No, I am. I'm in the process. I spend more time in Pennsylvania already now.
We don't allow that. Kyle and I talked about it. We said no.
Okay, but my family is from Pennsylvania. My dad's family's from Pennsylvania.
Kyle and I spoke about it, and we said no. That's it.
Try to stop me. Try to stop me.
We both.
I'm gonna beat your ass.
Than you.
Yeah, nope. I'm gonna beat your ass, Adam. I'll fuck you up. I'll bring a kangaroo.
He looks like such a tool. I thought he had Bud's headphones in, but he's got these big ass fucking block headphones on right now, walking around.
Sony's.
People think he's on meth right
Dude,
now.
nothing would be
People
funnier
think he's
right
on
now
meth.
than watching him get robbed by a black kid live right now on TV.
Dude, that
It'd
would
be the
be so
funniest
Dude.
Please talk shit.
shit in the
I'm in the rich area between Miami and fucking Fort Lauderdale right now. I'm not getting robbed in front of the Diplomat Hilton, which has people being picked up in Bentleys every fucking day.
Dude, I just want to see Stam's camera face the ground and hear him go, "What? What? No, this is mine. You can't have it. Actually, no." I said, "No, hey." And the camera,
sir, that is my property.
and then you just see the camera fastly shaking and running. You hear wind because it's running, and the kid Stolas is running away. You're standing further and further away. That would, oh man, I would piss myself on camera laughing. That'd be the funniest shit in the world.
I mean, that may be a rich area, but didn't the guy from like PayPal get stabbed right outside of his house, like the owner of PayPal or something like that? Wasn't it PayPal?
Yeah, but not in Miami. That was in like New York City, where they don't police the right. One of those cities where they don't police the nice areas. Even
Facts. That's true. Yeah. New York's trash now.
Miami's not like that.
Miami.
No, I mean you're right. Yeah.
Miami's the best, man. I love it here.
Miami.
Yeah, I've
so cool.
only been
How
to the
cool
Keys.
Oh, you know what's funny is that I've been like
here.
everywhere. Yeah, I've been everywhere in Florida other than like the Keys.
Yeah, same. I've never been to the Keys either.
The Keys are overrated, and they're full of old pervs, dude. It's weird.
Actually,
I wanted to go there my whole life, and I was disappointed when I got there, to be honest.
I like Sarasota.
I literally wanted to go there my entire life, and it was the end of our Jimmy Buffett trip, and it was just disappointing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why Jimmy Buffett was like known to go there, because old pervs, you know, it's his central.
Hey,
yeah,
hey, don't talk bad about my people.
Gay men.
You started it.
No, parrot heads.
Gay men.
Old gay men.
Old gay men. My bad. Old white gay men. Old queens. Like, what are you talking about?
I think he's lagging again, so he's not paying attention. Whatever. Yeah, I think you know, the celebritarian thing, though, it always goes back to they're cool until they're not, and then you get fucked by them. But it's in the whole thing with individuals and like treating things as individuals and also arguing in a general sense. Like, I feel like that's what you're supposed to do is like, you can argue ideas and ideology and all that generally like towards everybody. But when you meet people, you have to treat them as an individual and talk to them one-on-one. Like that's how it should be. And I think a lot of people fuck that up where they're just like, oh, I know generally about what you are. So I'm going to keep going with that instead of trying to go the individual route afterwards.
What's your guys' thought on Rechtenwald?
I actually kind of like him.
I don't really follow him, to be honest.
He hasn't like completely caught my eye and like inspired me, but I think he's like knowledgeable and he's kind of entertaining, but not like, I don't know, I'm not like jumping out of my chair for him. I think he's cool.
Yeah, so I never had a problem with him. You know, first of all, Josh is my boy, and that's well known. So it's like, you know, I'm obviously gonna pull for Josh in the race, right? Yeah. But like, I never had a problem with Rex. You know, I met him a few times doing all the conventions with him and stuff. But weirdly enough, we sat on each other on the plane ride home from Dallas to fucking or Corpus Christi to Dallas. Oddly enough, and we just talked for like an hour. And he's a good dude. Like he's a cool dude. Like, you know, and like he knows, you know, obviously knew who I am and like a little bit from this. And he's like, I know you're friends with Josh. I was like, yeah. So I'm not gonna vote for you. But I was like, but you and Josh are like similar. Like you guys have like the same, you know, it's like just different ways of style of messaging. But like at least you're both like believe in the same shit. And then we just started trashing everybody else, and that was what made me like Rechtenwald, honestly. We just started trashing like Hornberger and calling him like a faggot and stuff. And I was like, yeah, Rech, you fucking
The thing that sucked with Rech is like he was the substitute for Dave Smith. So like that really, I think, hurt him
100%. We didn't talk about that, but you're right.
Yeah. So like everyone, you know, everyone wanted Dave, and then you got this guy, and it's like, you know, nothing against him, but it's just like, oh, well, this is a little bit of a letdown because, you know, a lot of people just didn't really know who he was exactly. Right. I mean, I'm sure they've heard him before or heard of him, but it was just like, oh, Dave's just gonna give us this guy, and it's like, oh, no, not
Right.
what I wanted.
No, totally.
And but nothing against him. I mean, I've heard him talk a few times, and I
outside
agree
of
with a lot of
Josh,
what he
he's
says.
leaps and bounds better than everybody else we put up. It's not even close.
Absolutely.
You have
Yeah,
fucking Hornberger, who's legitimately retarded. You have fucking Mike Trematt, who personally I won't say anything bad about because of a favor he did, but like he's very middle of the road guy. He doesn't really take a hard stance on anything.
He condemned Iran after they drone striked Israel.
Oh, I didn't even know that. This is all. I'm saying everything. Pretend from a month ago. Okay. From the mind of a month ago. Just let's keep that in mind as they say all this shit.
Sure.
So Mike Trematt, he doesn't really pick a side. That guy Lars, he just thinks he could buy his way into the presidential race because he has rich, and the way he got rich,
he spent like hundreds of
he sucks.
thousands of dollars.
Yeah. I don't agree with his money because he got rich by the cam girl thing. I think he's a fucking sleazeball scumbag, and his clientele is also that
adult friend finder or something.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah.
So fuck him. And then that's pretty much it, really, right? I mean, who else is really in the fucking besides Josh and Reginald? Like,
well, is Chase still in or whatever?
Oh yeah, but okay, again, does he fucking matter? Chase Oliver. Oh yeah, Chase Oliver, right? The other guy. Yeah, he's no. There's this other guy named I think you said Charles, not Chase. Sorry. This other guy named Charles Bailey, who's running, or Chan. I don't even remember his fucking name. That's how irrelevant that guy is. Yeah. And I've seen him at 4 different conventions. I still don't even remember his fucking name. And then Chase Oliver, he's the lefty libertarian's only last hope. So he has a big
Chase Oliver is absolutely pathetic. He is a complete loser, and there's no reason he should be even in our party.
100% agreed. Sam's right. But he's their last hope, right? So like they're putting all the money behind him. That's it. But
he's argued better than all the other lefty libertarians.
Well, I'll give him this. He's good at
Josh. Yeah, even Josh was like, he's really good at like,
yes,
you know, he's got a lot in common with us, but the things that he doesn't have in common with us, he doesn't talk about on the debate stage.
That's exactly. That's what I was talking to Josh about too. Is he agrees with us economically. It's all the culture and social shit that we're like, no. Right. But the problem with Chase for us is he is a good speaker. Like he's not incompetent. He's not a dummy.
He's not.
Like Hornberger retarded all around, right? Like he can't speak, he can't think, he can't do it. Chase is like, yeah, I disagree with half of what you say, but you could fucking speak well, and that's like half the game. So
seriously.
Obama.
Chase is
pretty much. I don't think he's a Fed. I don't know. Like even when people go with the Sorwark being a Fed, like
he's definitely a Fed.
Like no, but I mean, like, okay, well, what's the purpose? I mean, he's blocked like everybody in the liberty movement. Could he be? I don't fucking know. But I mean, like, I don't know. It's not very convincing.
Oh, Zach says Chase is missing out knowing anything about Zach. The only reason I said that is because I overheard him talking to a Mises guy at a convention once saying I agree with I agree with you economically. That's the only reason I'm saying that. So I'm going off of what I heard him personally say. He could be lying, of course, but like that's just what I'm going off of. So
that's all I know.
All I know is me. I mean, it's not even hearsay. I physically heard him say it, to be fair. But
it is hearsay. I heard him say.
I heard him say it. It's hearsay from me.
Yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. The Libertarian Party is. I mean, we've talked about this before, but it's just kind of like gotten to the point where it's seems like more work than it should, and it's just not worth it to pay attention to. I haven't paid attention to it in the last, at very minimum, the year. Probably longer than that. And it's just because it's just rough. Like it seemed like it was going the right direction. And then, things with Heist came out and that shit seemed weird. And I still think, I don't know Heist personally. I've talked to him on the phone once. Seemed like a chill dude, seemed like he had a good vision going forward, but I haven't really seen a lot of that come to fruition. And just the party itself is it's so split. I mean, it's got its Democrat and Republican split without being Democrat, Republican, and all being under one party. So it's kind of hard to like unite against anything because it's so split on either side when it comes to culture and economics.
Oh. Yeah. And the Mises Caucus takeover, like it had a lot of energy behind it. A lot of people were excited. It was pushed from the top.
And then just gone.
It's been kind of under... Yeah. For me, it's been like kind of, I don't know. I mean, I don't know I'm sure they've made some pushes and differences, maybe on small local elections, which I'm sure has been helpful for those communities, I guess. But I haven't really seen. They got a little edgy, Well, here's the thing: they got a little more edgy with their political party post. But then when Elon bought Twitter, they are behind the curve now. Like,
Yes.
Twitter became like the Overton window for Twitter has shifted massively.
Right. They got to start dropping some hard R's.
Do not give Adam the handle.
Want to get noticed now? That's what you got to do. No, but there is like also like it's a contingency of dudes, not just dudes. I mean, men. I mean, like people like this guy I go to the gym with, who's a great guy, and he's a conservative leaning dude, but he's older. He's older than us too, and there's still some of that in their brain where they don't get all of it, and that's what I think stops them from making so like we were talking about ghost guns, right? And he was like, he's like, I don't really agree with ghost guns. It makes it easier for criminals to get away with. I was like, stop. They're already getting away with crimes. It's irrelevant. I'm like, what's happening is irrelevant. I go, it's right. For you to have so the government can't come being like, give me your shit. And like he's like, yeah, I get that. He's like, I get that, but he's like, it just makes it like easy for. He just kept going back to like easy for criminals. I go, Chicago. You think they're printing ghost guns? Like what? I'm like, stop thinking that. I go, they're doing that as a way to disarm the regular person. They don't give a fuck about gun crime, but they don't fully get that, and that's just one thing they don't fully grasp.
I would argue that there's like a sect of the population, like an age different, like Boomer to early Gen X, maybe. Like those guys are just, there's too much propaganda. They went through and there is just no changing their mind about it. Like talking to them about World War II is impossible. It is impossible.
Their parents were the greatest generation, and they still see it that way. And it's like, yo, your parents may have been the greatest generation, but then you guys fucked it. Like, you guys blew your load.
Oh, by the way, they're not the greatest generation, by the way. They're the silent generation. The one before them is the greatest generation.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till like 3 months ago.
World War II. Yeah. The dudes that fought in World War II is technically the greatest generation. And then there's the ones that had kids during that time. By the time they were 18, they would have been going into World War II. And that would have been the silent generation.
Yeah,
right.
I'm like,
still,
whoa,
like,
what?
Yeah,
I just learned that. I thought it was
kind of, and it's kind of like one of those, like, they're close. Greatest generation and the silent generation. They're really close in age, so I kind of just lumped them in when I talk about the era itself. But the boomers just like fucked up a lot of shit.
Bad.
Damn.
So bad.
Hey, Notes boy, mute your mic.
Yeah, they inherited probably like the greatest time to live in this country, and then gave it all up for like entitlements.
I'll just mute his mic. It's fine.
Economics.
Yeah, the boomers were like better culturally, right? And then Gen Z's fucking that up. So like they fucked up
in aspects,
right. So like they fucked up the economics, the boomers, and then you have Gen Z coming around now fucking up the culture aspect, and now we're sandwiched in between the economics disaster and the cultural disaster. We're like, but no, like that's not what we did any of it. Like I feel like we did nothing wrong, honestly. So millennials take no blame. I will take no blame on anything.
That's a very millennial thing to say.
Shut up, Luke. It's true though. What? I've literally had no power at any point in my life to do anything.
The millennials are reactionary. We've been able to do the entire time we've been alive is just react to things.
That is true. I'm not even playing millennial victim. That is true, dude. It's 1980 to 96, I think, or 95, which is too long. That's because I don't have anything in common with anybody.
I think it's 96. You're right. It's 96.
That's crazy. That's fucking 20 years.
Yeah. Well, it kind of goes with like birth trends. That's kind of what it goes. And they should be split up in like close to 20 year increments. That's kind of how they've always been.
Dude, Typo looks like he's going to kill himself. Sorry. He's going to be in healthcare himself.
But, that's kind of how it's always been, is like 20 year increments, and it goes with birthing trends. But it actually goes to 79. And I give my stepmom shit all the time. I'm like, you're a millennial because she was talking shit about millennials one time. And I was like, you're a millennial because she was born in 79, I think. I was like, you're right on the cusp. Blah, 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 blah. Giving her shit. My mom had me at 16. So, and her wife was.
I see. Rex made a good. He's like, boomers are the ones who raise the younger generation, and like, so I had a theory that apparently was a whole book that I just did not know existed. So it's not my theory at all. There's a whole book written about it, but I was always being like, well, if you think about it, boomers' parents, again, generalizing here, right? Generally, kind of was like, raise yourself. I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
And then that was Gen X. Right, because Gen X was boomers' kids, and then Gen X grew up to be like, I'm not going to do that to my kid, so I'm going to helicopter parent the fuck out of my kid. Now you have fucking Gen Z and Generation Alpha because they were the sons of and daughters of Gen X, pretty much, primarily, and they are overparenting. More Gen X than millennials. Now you're seeing more millennials, children from millennials because we had kids older.
Right, but Gen X. What I'm saying is Gen Xers would be parents of millennials.
No.
Boomers and
no, not really.
You said, well, then who had the millennials? Because you said
no, also
boomers had Gen X. Boomers had
and
Gen
millennials
X
and millennials. But Gen X, their parents first in the chain of this order. So we're showing their reproduction first of shit. Right. Now it's becoming like the millennial kid. You see what I'm saying? Because they were.
Yeah, no, I get you.
That's what I'm trying to say. I just said it really poorly because I'm dumb.
Yeah.
But that was what
I was just trying to follow.
Yeah.
I was just trying
to you're good. You got it. You clarified it.
The boomers, because the boomers are kind of like both. They had the Gen X and the millennials.
Right. My parents were born in 55.
Yeah. Mine are the young ones. Mine are on the young side of that. So they weren't boomers. They were Gen Xers and had me.
Exactly.
And they're having kids. You know, they had my little sister in their 30s. So, and that's kind of, I think that's kind of typical of a lot of Gen Xers now too, is like, they either had kids really young or they're having kids in their 30s. And then now millennials, same thing. We're having kids like way later than all the other generations combined because we're reacting to what we got. Like we ain't got
it's
to buy a house.
Well, kind of back to a point that somebody was bringing up earlier. I don't remember exactly who, but basically, like, so as countries industrialize, they tend to have less and less kids. But also, like, our parents' generation were able to afford a standard of living that we will never know because, once again, the technology, their wages, the entitlements, and everything was exploding rapidly. So they were able to benefit from a lot of this.
Am I the only one here that's richer than my parents?
No, I am.
Yes.
No, I am. My parents.
I'm probably doing a little bit better than my mom, but definitely not my dad.
Yet.
But like, basically like our
I'm
grandparents.
not a whiny liberal. Fuck you, Rex.
Well, but basically, like our parents and our grandparents were able to grow up with the technology and kind of live before there was all this inflation and rapidly rising costs of housing and everything else. We're kind of now reaping the what they sowed 20, 30, 40 years ago. Where, like I said, they got to see the benefits and we won't get to see those benefits. So I think that's part of the reason why people aren't having kids much now either, is because they're like, fuck, I can't economically afford to have kids.
Right. No, absolutely. I think that gets down to the nitty gritty of it, is like, why are millennials, and a lot of people are like, why are millennials, not having kids? And it's because they want to live their best lives and do things their own, like, do things the single way or live in partnerships or whatever like that. And it's like, nah, fam, it's fucking hard out here for a pimp. Like, it's expensive to live right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you also got to think, like, back then they would have been able to go to college for like a couple $100, maybe a few thousand. Nowadays, dude, literally colleges. My older stepbrother, he went to college for 5 years and never graduated, which is his fault. But like, he's $100,000 in debt.
Jesus.
Like, could you imagine? Like, and that's not unheard of for a lot of people either. The average student debt is like $28,000, but I mean, that's an old stat. I'm sure if you dig up current stats, it is probably fucking through the roof what the average person owes in student debt.
Yeah, and boomers didn't really pass down a lot of generational wealth. Like, it's actually notoriously known about them that they accumulated it and either spent it all or they I don't know what the fuck they did with it, to be honest. But
37K is
down.
the national debt average now.
Okay,
37K.
Does it say like what year that is based from? Because I feel like that's low. Maybe I'm wrong.
2021 Q4.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, then I mean that's probably accurate then, but still, like, dude, $40,000 back in the day, $40,000 bought you a car, a house, and your college. Like
That's
$40,000 was middle income. Like
Yeah.
that was, yeah. And it's still an average. I looked this up the other day, but I'll look it up again. What's
average income is like $52,000, I think, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Is it 50? Wow.
Yeah, it's about 52. Or it might be
37,585.
Okay, no, there's newer numbers. I think the newer numbers is the average income. That number's from like 2018, if I remember correctly. I think
Kyle, I think you're talking about family income. The average household income is like 55, or at least it was a couple years ago. Maybe I'm off.
No, I think it's higher now. Average household income 2023 in the US.
So is household income like, can that be like husband, wife, children?
It's husband, wife.
Husband and
Can that
wife.
include children as well? Oh,
Not children.
Yeah, okay, so the average household income in 2023 is $106,200 about 106 grand. With Wise Voters says the median household income is $67,000, with most states ranging from 50 grand to 90 grand. In November 2023, Modio Research estimated that the median household income was $77,000.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's wild. $77,000 fucking 30 years ago was top end or lower end of, yeah, that was bank. That was lower end of like the 1%. It wasn't that much, but it was fucking up there.
Well, okay, so
if one person was bringing in 70K, like the wife didn't have to work, you had a college fund for both your kids,
Yep.
and you had a relatively new house and a relatively new car. Like you were chilling.
Yep.
So I remember looking this up a few years ago, but to be in the top 1%, I remember it used to be $300,000 in Pennsylvania. Guess what it is now?
Top 3%, you said? No way.
The top 1%?
Hold on.
Yeah, but back a couple years ago.
You're asking what it is now, you mean?
Yeah.
The annual income for one person?
No, for the average, like to be in the top 1% of earners.
It has to be over like 2 million.
Nope.
It's 500K.
Pennsylvania. Yeah. To be a top 1% earner in Pennsylvania, you'd have to make over $589,000.
That's it?
And
I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah, well, back a couple years ago, it used to be 300,000, like 325. Yeah, and okay, California to be
The nation,
top 1%.
it used to be 400K.
Yeah.
To be in the one.
Now
Dude, that's
for
what I
the
mean.
nation, it's 785 for the nation.
Wow, that's
right?
that's getting too close to $1 million pretty soon. That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
So, like, when you actually think about the 1%, like, it's at, like, it's not even just that it's like 1%, it's like the top fraction of 1% that makes like billions and millions. And I'm not,
yeah,
like, you know,
dude.
yeah,
It's like
ridiculous.
astronaut. When people are like calling out like we are the 99%, it's actually like we are the 99.999% is what they actually
Yeah.
mean.
Like no
It's
joke.
like some dude that makes 400K or some like a household that makes 400K. They're not the enemy, and they might vote blue or whatever, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not like pulling levers.
They're
in
not the
Washington.
elite. Yeah.
So in the rarefied top 0.1%, the average earnings were more than 2.8 million.
Whew.
0.1%.
Okay, so the new trend is
Yeah, Michael, that
multi-generational
doesn't household in a tax sense doesn't mean household is in people living under one household. It just means like your
wife and husband.
wife or husband and your children.
Yeah.
That's not
It's
what
like filing taxes.
a household
Yeah.
is a tax sense. It's not. It doesn't mean you live under the same roof. Like I have a roommate. We don't share a household income. It's not relevant.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing. Well, and it's like what Typo said. The boomers are historically known for not passing any of their wealth down to their children, and maybe that's entitled children. Maybe that's shitty parenting. I don't know. But we had a whole show on this weekend about like how the way to do things is to build yourself up for your children to be successful and passing everything that you've done on in this life to them, like when they're at that age. And it's just America has lost its way on that for sure.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm not a big fan of Andrew Tate, but he was Typo brought this example up, and I remember seeing it. Andrew Tate, he was talking about how the Paljits, when they come over to the United States, they buy a fucking mansion with their brothers and sisters and their parents, and then they all live out of that mansion, but they live very well, and they pool their income together to like do the things that they want to do, and even live together up until marriage, and even sometimes after marriage in a giant house where they all live. And that's what we kind of did. White people in America, they'd homestead, they'd get big pieces of land, and everybody would live off that land that they homestead, and everybody lived together and were, culturally together all the time, which pooled their incomes and created dominant families throughout, the 1700s, 1800s, and even early into the 1900s. And that idea has gone away. And on top of that is like demonized, where it's like, no, you're supposed to, Pajits will make cousin marriage great again. Amazing. But that whole idea has gone away, and it's like, no, you have to be successful, and you have to be successful on your own two legs, which has bearing, like it has a standing to that argument. But at the same time, like, we do a lot better when we're in groups rather than individually standing alone.
Mhm.
And the best group to be a part of is your familial group.
Right.
And it's the number one way to sustain your culture, like just sticking together in a community with people that you've known for generations. I mean, this is essentially like why churches used to be like an essential part of communities, because that's where people came together. That's where people would help each other, donate to the church. The church would help out the community with specific needs or whatever. And that's a lot of history in America was surrounded the church, and that's there's places where you can go where there's cemeteries right next to churches, and it's like generations of people's families, like 5-6 generations, people like laying here, like they've lived here forever. And just like Luke said, like I don't know exactly why. Maybe Industrial Revolution. I don't really know, but then somehow, some way, the family kind of separated, moved away from each other, didn't stay local. I think a lot of it nowadays is a lot of people go to college and then chase their college job in like a big city or something.
Somehow, some way, like we don't know that it's the Jays.
Well, I don't know if it's all the Jays on that, but
no, I'm just
maybe
playing.
big business.
No, I think it's
again, everyone listening to this.
I think it's
the Delhi Jays must be protected at all costs, no matter what.
Yes, absolutely.
We will have our bagels.
I think it's twofold. It's Industrial Revolution, and then on top of that, it's the education system. It was radically changed in the 1900s. It had the foundations being built in the late 1800s, and then it radically changed in the 1900s, and then radically underwent a new change in the 70s when the Department of Education was figured out and set upon everybody. And I think that's what's done it. It's changed the whole outlook on what we do as a culture. And if you get people young, then you get them early, and you get to hold the minds of future society. And that's what they've done.
Yeah, I mean, you're letting other people teach history instead of your own history about your people. Yeah. I mean, essentially, like in the end of the day, even if it wasn't like the Jays that took over the powers, it could have been anybody else, and anybody else would have took over the power of the education system and started teaching you what they thought was important, when it's going to reflect their history, not your people and your culture's history, because that's just what they did.
And this is why you should pick a UFC fighter and follow them in the battle, because none of them went to history class. And even if they did, they don't remember it. So, twofold, it's good. That's why you pick a UFC fighter, you follow them in the battle when, the great UFC uprising of 2028 happens. You know what I mean?
I'm going with Bryce Mitchell. I know he just got knocked the fuck out, but I'm going with Bryce Mitchell.
That's rough.
I love Bryce Mitchell. Yeah, everybody buy E-Girl. It's going up. We're I'm sorry.
Kick him.
There it is.
We're on the up and ups. The crypto market reacted definitely to World War III this weekend. Bitcoin was up 6%, down 6%, up 6%. It's been going crazy, and that's kind of how it always is. And the halving's coming up. The halving's in like 5 days, I think, 4 days, something like that. So there's places to make money if you got a little extra cash to spend, but most people don't have a little extra cash to spend. You know what I mean?
Like, yeah, be
Everybody's
careful.
fucking
But also
squeezing pennies.
so on the economic note, the Bitcoin traditionally does act funky around the halving, and then we have the bonus of it being tax season. So on April 15th, or no,
That's
sorry,
today.
Friday, and it happened again today. On April 12th, the Friday right before April 15th, everything went down a little bit because people were pulling out. But also, Bitcoin is inversely related to the CDX, which is the price of the dollar. And when oil goes up, because the oil is pegged to the dollar goes up. So in that case, crypto goes down. So we're in a weird situation. But I'm expecting crypto in general to pump very soon. But eGirl has been going up, even with the market going down. Everything else I have is down. eGirl's up.
eGirl is up.
eGirl.
I'm liking that.
eGirl. Elon Musk.
Girl.
Zusu. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He's Asian. One of the guys behind FTX. He's a fugitive who has 550,000 followers on Twitter. He interviewed Bronze Age Shoddy. I don't know how to pronounce it. On Lucas, who is another big crypto guy's Twitter. I'm telling you guys, man, I way too much money in it. Because I believe in it. But yeah, don't buy it if you're not already in crypto. But seriously, I'm into this shit.
Yeah.
I am into absolutely no crypto, so I don't know. And I guess my only disclaimer would be whenever it comes to crypto, if you're not okay with burning every last little penny that you got into it, do not bet a single penny into crypto.
Yeah, it's called gambling, and I gamble. And
Well,
gambling.
that's not
No,
that's not true about like Ethereum and Bitcoin and the major ones, but it is true about things like eGirl and other pretty much most crypto, yeah, but not Ethereum or Bitcoin. Ethereum and Bitcoin
I
are
still
solid.
think there's still a chance that they could go to zero. And
Yeah, who knows more
yeah.
about fucking
Right,
investments
well,
than
well, no. My point is that like
listen to Kyle on it, right?
what you're saying is true. Like those cryptocurrencies still could go to zero, but the point is that they have like a demonstrated history of not going to zero and of being like somewhat reliable at somewhat of a stable level. Like, other cryptocurrencies, you have
They
to
have institutional adoption. Yes,
exactly. Right. That's
Yes.
my point.
Everything besides like stable coins, which are just like dollars, and then fucking Ethereum and Bitcoin and probably a few others. Yeah, they're totally capable of going to zero. But the adoption of Ethereum and Bitcoin by individuals, institutions, and companies is just too high to the point where the risk associated with them is similar to large companies rather than being like I would have agreed with you 5 years ago, but now it's not so true anymore.
Sure.
Yeah. But the altcoins, the altcoins, it's a gambling machine.
Yeah. 100%.
And you know, Adam and I, we like to gamble. And that's why Adam chose the wrong altcoin this weekend and Justin Gaethje. Fucking faggot.
All right.
How can you bet against Max?
I'm already
The
down.
blessed
How do you get Justin's
holiday.
awesome?
Justin is awesome. He's a
Dare
he's
you.
a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog. He fucking the fact that he went out on his shield like that shows so much about Justin.
Dude, how do you lose
Broke
one
his
second
nose
left
in
in
the
the fight?
first.
Also, hilarious comment by Leighton.
I
I
mean-
should have right in time for money talk. Seems fitting.
Well, you know,
Why did he say that? Because he's Jewish.
Yeah, his Junus hurt. He's like, it's like a pie. It's like a pie in a cartoon, like the pie stand. He just sniffed his way over here.
Oh,
yeah,
they're
like-
talking about it. We're talking about money. Where's it at? No, it was cool that he went out on his shield. I mean, he lost every round. Like he.
But yeah, but that's not what I
He
bet
wasn't
on.
gonna win that
I bet on him to win by knockout, which is his
Oh.
thing. So
Yeah.
even when
Yeah, I like betting.
even when there was like a second left, I was like, "Come on, man, you can do it." And then it happened to him. I was like, "No way, it did happen." I was like, "No, but the
Dude,
opposite."
The reactions to that shit were the craziest. And it was just wild. And then Alex Pereira being like, "I got this." Yeah, he kicked me in the nuts, but I'm going to destroy Jamal Hill in the next 10 seconds, and then just fucking
Dude.
cranks him to the nose. He barely even landed his full fist. It was like the last 3 knuckles, and it glanced off Jamal Hill's forehead, and he died.
I know. I
was
bet
awesome.
on Hill. I bet on Hill too.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
dude.
god.
You're fucking lame, bro. I had money on Pajeda and Max Blessed Holiday.
Gotta be honest. I'm not having a good betting month. I'm really down, dude. I wish this. All right, you know what? I don't want to show the actual my physical screen because it's personal information. But I'm going to read to you my bet slip and
oh my god!
Oh, no.
I got. You know who fucked me? I had a parlay. Everything else hit besides Jalen fucking Turner. That little bitch that thought he had a walk off, and I should have bet Moicano. I knew I should have bet Moicano because I love Moicano. Money Moicano, the Mises King, in his post fight interview. I should have bet on him because Jalen Turner is a little bitch. Thought he knocked him out, walked away, and ended up paying for it and got TKO'd like a little girl. So, that's my own fault.
It starts at the final March Madness. Starts the championship game. Okay. I lose the over. I lose the spread. Then I'm like, fuck it, betting baseball. Football's not back. I'm going baseball. I take the A's, they lose 7-1. I bet the Pirates, they lose 5-3. I take the Yankees, they take the Yankees run line, they win, don't cover the run line. Take the Braves run line, they lose that. Take the Phillies run line, they lose that. Take the Rangers run line, they lose that. Took the Giants run line, they lost that. Took the Braves outright to beat the Mets, they lose 16.
Well, you bet on the Giants, so.
Fuck you, Sam. I lose a parlay with the Guardians. I lose another Yankees parlay. I lost the Astros outright to the Royals. They lost 11-2. And then I won 2 bets. Then I lost again. Then I lost again to the Rangers outright, the Pirates outright, and the Orioles outright. That's been my fucking run.
So what I'm going to do is you tell me your bets, and I'm going to bet the opposite.
I bet the opposite of me. I'm so cold right now.
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing, Sam. I was like, yeah, you go ahead and tell me who you're betting. And I love JC in here. He's like, does Adam take Toad's betting advice?
It's so bad. It's fucking losing, dude.
Who do you have right now?
The fucking Reeds run line, and they are losing 5-3 to the Angels, who are dog shit.
Jesus,
bro. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose this too.
Dude, I saw somebody talking about betting WNBA. WNBA draft was today. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I had no idea. Caitlin Clark obviously went first, but I heard somebody was betting WNBA, and they look for girls out with soreness, and they look for the pattern. So they just know every month that, their periods come. So they look for when they're going to be out, and then they max bet the opposite of the team who has so funny. So funny. They're like, he's like, I know this girl's out, or I know she's going to be playing, not feeling very well today because it's that time of the month. And so he bets the other side, whoever is on their period. Funny. They're like a star player.
He's making bets. I was like, damn. Cycle. That's a crazy.
Smart.
Very smart.
Smart. It's fucking smart,
I fucking hate betting. So. I'm losing my bets tonight right now. I'm losing right now. I'm losing right. This is crazy. This is crazy. I'm almost hitting higher odds not winning anything than I am if I was to win.
Yeah.
Like if you think about it, I'm on a real hot streak. I'll turn this around to make it positive. If you think about it, I'm on a hot streak on betting because I'm losing.
There's a phone number to get you back on a hot streak, Adam. There's a phone number for that.
That's for pussies and faggots. All I'm saying is, technically, what I'm doing is harder than winning. So really, I'm winning. Really, when you think about it, and that's how you spin zone that.
Yeah, you keep thinking that way, there, buddy.
That's how you spin zone that.
All right, should we get out of here?
Yeah.
Yo, follow me on MySpace and buy e-girl.
Anybody with any gambling advice to be sick. Also, I still got to plug some stuff. So follow me at Adam Nutter. This weekend, I'll be out in Minnesota at the Minnesota LP doing Yuck Yucks. So come on out to that. Then I'll be local again. Thank God I'm so over traveling. So I'll be in Philly, Jersey, and PA and New York locally. So follow me on social media for all that stuff. I think I have a show next Friday, 2 shows in Philly. And go listen to Cult of Us podcast. New episode coming out this week, I promise. Cult of Us on YouTube, Cult of Us on everywhere. Bye.
Bam. Nice. Yeah, you can find me Komatovic everywhere. And you will see my profile right now is lit up by pissing off Josie, the redhead libertarian, because she's a dumb cunt. My band Common Crown will be opening for Hinder June 30th. We were playing Rock for Life that weekend, Friday night as well. We are headlining one of the stages at the Millvale Music Festival. So if you're in the Pennsylvania area, we got lots of cool shows coming up this summer. So I'm really excited for that.
Anything on the East Coast, east side of Pennsylvania?
Yeah, oh, no, not yet. Not yet.
Fucking dude, I'm not driving 7 hours.
Well, maybe if you fly into Ohio and then like drive an hour or two over. But yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna have my co-host from Cognitive Vigilance, Brandy, on my show in Liberty and Health, and then Wednesday I'm gonna have Connor Freeman on to talk about foreign policy and stuff. He's a whiz with that stuff. So you guys have questions about Iran, Israel, everything that's going on right now, that's gonna be the show to tune into because he's one of the smartest guys. He's been on Judge Napolitano a few times recently, so that's pretty cool. And then Thursday night, Cognitive Vigilance, we have one of the girls who was on whatever recently coming on. She's like some crazy rad femme that dressed up all ridiculous. So I don't know if she's gonna dress up that way too. But yeah, Thursday night for that show. So pretty big week for me. So yeah, that's also Common Crown, Cognitive Vigilance, obviously here and in Liberty and Health, and help push me up over to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube so I can finally fucking get monetized. I'm getting there. I'm at 767 right now. So if
also subscribe to this channel too.
Yes,
everybody.
yes, if you're listening, subscribe here.
Actually, also subscribe. Let's get 1,000 here too. That'd be sick. We get 1,000 here too.
Tune in more for Adam's gambling advice. He's really good.
Yeah.
I didn't give any advice.
Really good.
I just gave you guys my awful picks that I lost on.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero advice.
You should do a segment every week of like who's your top bets, and then we'll see how this goes. Because
to be fair though, I do catch legitimate hot streaks too. Like before March Madness, I was hitting like a lot of shit. Like during the end of the football, I was like fucking on fire. Yeah. Then I just can't win literally anything now. Now it's just literally nothing.
You only know football. That's what it is. Like you only know football.
Yeah,
so
that might be it. My
football.
brain only could. Dude, I'm like Clark Griswold in Vegas Vacation, where he's like, "I'll be right back, kids," and he gets up from breakfast. He's like, 20 on black, fuck, and like has to walk, like loses, walks back. He's like, "Hey, I'm back." That's me every gambling thing now. I'm just like 25 on the White Sox. Like, fuck. All right, man. What's the next thing? Like right back.
On to the next one. Follow us at Biting the Bullet, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun shit. We got a new episode coming out this Wednesday, I believe, and it'll be me and Typo. And next week we should be having a guest, so a really fun guest. He's been on this show, so if you've watched this show, you might be able to like go through and figure out who it is. But other than that, we should be having
guests on this show.
I know exactly. So we should be having one. We just don't know if he's coming on yet or not. So we'll see. Hopefully we have a guest next week, which will be fun and entertaining as always. But yeah, find me at Keep It Real Luke on Twitter.
At the Real Typo on Twitter. That's all I got.
Boom.
Let's go.
All right.
Shit
Until
show.
next week.
And
queers. Yes. That's it. Bye. We're saying
That's
goodbye.
it.
Queers. Okay. Yeah. Bye, queers.